right, how's everybody doing tonight?
Great, thank you.
Well, your mouths are full, you can't answer me? That's okay, that's okay. So we had somebody retire from football just this week. Do we know who it was? I know in Baltimore we don't like him, but you got to admit, he got fired, he didn't retire. But is the music down? Where's the music at? So who retired? Tom Brady. Is he the greatest quarterback of all time? It's official.
He's the greatest football player of his generation. $15 million.
So he retired, right? So would you consider Tom Brady a legend?
Sure.
And why is he a legend?
22 years, retired at 44, 7 Super Bowls, 2 teams.
He must be a football fan. He knows all the stats. Discipline. So what I want to talk about tonight is being legendary. So who here would like to be legendary?
I already am.
And you are, in your own right, in your own way, right? Where we all can be legendary. So the definition of legendary is to be remarkable in something good or being famous or well-known. Well, well-known to who? By whose perspective? Your own, because they say a lot of times, you're a legend in your own mind, right? You've heard that before. But for your family, for your spouse, for your business, where can you be legendary? So what I'll share with you here is in December, as some of you heard me say it and some of you haven't, you may or may not know, I've been part of a mastermind group for 11 years now. We're in our 11th year. And at the end of every year, we do a year-end retreat. And we usually go up to Deep Creek. I have a place up there. We go up there, we get together for 3 nights. And what we usually do, we sit there and for one day we spend going over our wins, our losses, any gratitude, and any aha moments and things we can fix. We do that day 1. Day 2, we're obligated to each other to put together a 45-minute presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, to show our year in review. So we've been doing it for a long time. It's work. And it takes, I bet I put about 15, 16 hours in it every year at putting it together. So we go up to Deep Creek the end of this year. And we had called Garrett Movie Cinemas up there. I think it's Garrett 8 Cinemas. So we called them up. It's our 10th year going up there, and we're like, let's do something special. We call up Garrett Cinemas, talk to the manager, and we say, hey, is there any way we can rent a movie theater to do our meeting? And she asked what this is all about. Well, it's our 10th year, we want to celebrate, we want to do his PowerPoint, and we want to put it on the big screen. We want to put our stories on the big screen. So we go up there on a Thursday, we go eat dinner, we go check out the movie theater just to see what it's going to be like on a Friday when we get back in the next morning. So we're walking around looking at the whole thing. And as we're leaving, we asked the general manager, just out of curiosity, would it be too much trouble to put something on the marquee outside that says Year-End Mastermind 2021? Now, granted, they had 8 different movies already labeled up there. She goes, no problem, we can do it. So we're like, is she really going to do that? Because that's a lot of extra work for these 3, clowns that are coming up here to put their story on a movie screen. Go to bed tonight, she's going to do it, she's going to do it, she's going to do it. Maybe not, maybe not. We get up the next morning, we all get ready to go, and we pull in a cinema, the parking lot, and you look up on the marquee, and every other movie was taken down, and it said Year-End Mastermind 2021. She goes, I'm getting phone calls like, what's that movie? What's that movie, right? So we're like, we got a little emotional, and we're getting fired up and excited at the same time. So we walk into the theater, and above each room they might have like a little ticker that says what movie's playing, electronic thing. So we walk in, and she goes, you're theater number 2. So we walk up to theater number 2, and above the theater it says, Year-End Mastermind 2022. So now we had to rent the projector, a commercial projector, because our little projectors, it would be too blurry. So we rent this big projector, and we set it all up, and so we put it on the big screen, and on the big screen it says, I wish I had a thing here I could show you, Year-End Mastermind 2021. So now we all got to give our presentations. And you put your presentation on the screen, and it's your story. It's your story on the big screen. So my question for you, leading into what I'm going to talk about, is who would pay to see your story on the big screen?
My dad too.
If somebody's going to pay to see your story on a big screen, aside from yourself, You're legendary. Would you pay to see your own? If somebody's willing to pay to see your story, you're legendary. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? So we all have our own stories, and we play our role in our own story. But we also play a role in other people's stories. We might be the extra in somebody else's legendary story. So think about that. So we're always in a movie. We're always in a story. So you want to be legendary. How do you get legendary? There's 4 things that I think about. There's probably 6, 7, 8, 10 steps to becoming legendary, but 4 things come to mind for me. The first thing is you got to have a purpose. You got to have a vision and a purpose. You got to know what you want to do or where you're going. Now, I could sit here and ask, does everybody know their purpose? There's 14, 15 people here. Do we all know our purpose? Maybe, maybe not. And if you don't, what I would tell you to do is start getting quiet, meditating, praying, whatever, take a walk, do something therapeutic to open up the airways to know when that purpose or that calling hits you upside the head and you know it's it. And we were just, Teresa, we were just talking beforehand. She was in a job that she wasn't feeling fulfilled, and then she came across something else and she felt this feeling. It's what I would consider a calling. So the Spirit's hitting her and saying, this is what I need you to do. And she's answered the call. And she'll tell you later what she does. So, but she's going to be legendary because she's got a purpose and a passion for what she does. So you got to have a purpose. And you got to figure, okay, what is that purpose? What direction do I need to take to get there? Who's going to be along for the ride with me? And how bad do I want it? The other thing I think you have to do, I think you have to have a good relationship with time. What is your relationship with time? Because you could sit there, I got this purpose and I want to get there tomorrow. It's probably not going to happen. So I was talking to my team at the end of the year, and I had an aha moment. Part of my mastermind thing, one of the guys says, one of the questions we should all answer is, how do we perceive time? What is our relationship with time? And I'll sit here and tell you, since I was 11 years old, I started working, and I've always have fought the clock. I'd always look at the clock. Am I going to get 5 hours sleep tonight, or 4 hours and 59 minutes, or 4 hours and 53 minutes? I would look at the clock every day and say, how much sleep am I going to get? Or how much time do I need to get here? How much time do I need to get there? So I was always fighting the clock. I always saw time as an adversary. I would get up 4 in the morning, I'd deliver papers, I'd come home, do my homework before school, then I'd go to school. After school, I'd come home, deliver papers again, go back, play ball, come back home, knock on doors, collect money, do some more homework, go to bed, get up again at 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been fighting time since 11 years old. I still do it today. Sharon will tell you, I got an appointment at 4 o'clock and it's 3:30 and it's going to take me 22 minutes to get there. I'll make calls for 8 minutes. I'll do whatever I can to suck up every bit of time. But instead of using it as a friend, I'm fighting it. So are you fighting time, or are you making time your friend? Because when you're fighting time, there's a lot of tension. And last time we talked, I think I talked about who wants to be a millionaire in an easy, relaxed manner, in a healthy, positive way, in its own perfect time for the highest good of all. Nice, calm, slow, flowing. But if you're like running crazy, rampant, and tensions, you're making time an adversary, not your friend. So what can we do to make time our friend? Slow time down. Time's not slowing down, but can we slow it down? We can slow it down by the way we approach every little task we do, every meeting we schedule, every appointment we have. Like me, I'm a guy, I'll set an appointment 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, and 2, and not take a break in between. That's not good, it's not healthy. So I'm trying to break that habit, and I work at it, and sometimes I'm good at it, sometimes I'm not. So the other thing I want to say is there's purpose, relationship with time, and the other thing I think about is, what's your relationship with self? What's your relationship with yourself? Are you critical of yourself? Do you love yourself? Are you in a corner at night hugging and kissing yourself? Or are you calling yourself a jerk? I can't believe I did that. Or somewhere in between. What is your relationship with yourself? And the question I have for you is, do you love yourself, number one? And do you love yourself unconditionally? I can love myself all day, but if I make a mistake, am I going to hate on myself for a while, or am I going to love myself? Am I going to forgive myself? We all make mistakes. I love the word. We all have flaws, but we're all awesome. So we're all flawsome. Right? We all have flaws. We can all say we're broken to some extent, but we're awesome in our own right. Sometimes I don't know if I repeat this myself or not, but the Japanese have this thing they do when a cup or vase falls and breaks, they use a glue with gold dust. They don't throw it away. They put it back together, and it's more beautiful put back together than it was before it broke. What do? We break a vase, we throw it away. So I'll ask you this question. If we're broken, does God throw us away? He takes the glue and he puts us back together, he sprinkles the gold dust on us, and when we're beautiful than we were before we were broken. So we're all flawsome. Whatever. Can everybody give me some hands? Give me some love. We all flawsome? We're flawsome. Flawsome. There you go. Purpose, time, relationship with yourself and others. What's your relationship with others? What is that relationship? Unconditional love for yourself, unconditional love for others. Because at the end of the day, the way you treat others, you're going to be treated that way or you're going to get judged that way. So every now and then when I'm on the phone with a vendor and I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get myself in trouble later. How am I going to get judged later if I'm not giving that person a break? If I'm calling that Comcast person because my thing ain't working and I call AJ up, what's going on? I start giving them grief, giving them hell. Who am I, right? And I've been there and I've done that and I apologize. Tell all the people at Comcast. I've done my share of yelling at Comcast. I still love you. Unconditionally. There you go. So again, purpose, time, relationship with self, and then the last piece, you got to take action. If you have a purpose, if you want to be legendary, and you're just going to sit there and hope that that dust that God sprinkles on you is going to make you legendary, it's like manna from heaven. If you don't take action, it's not coming. You have to take action. You have to have skin in the game. It's called the poem. He said in the beginning of the poem. He says, "It's not the critic that counts. It's not the critic that counts. The guy in the arena, the man in the arena is the poem. If you ever heard of it, are you going to get in the arena of this game to become legendary by having a purpose, by having a relationship with time, having a relationship with yourself and others, and taking action? Because we all are where we are because of the choices we've made up until this point. So the big question is, what choices are you going to make going forward? Are you going to choose to be legendary? Or are you going to choose to be average? Are you going to be the director of your own movie? Or are you going to be the manager of your circumstances? What do you choose? I want to be the director of my movie. I want to be the maestro of my band or my orchestra. I would imagine that everybody here would love to have this great story to put on a big screen, not for all to see maybe, but for yourself, for your family, for those closest to you, and then go get legendary, go be legendary, and live the best life you can live. That's awesome. And forget the flawsome. That's awesome, right? So I appreciate you guys coming out. It's one of my shorter speeches, but I appreciate you coming out tonight and enjoy, connect, network, eat.